Hello my dear friends, my name is Sanne and welcome back to another video. I have another cozy reading vlog for you today. I've been putting some time into some other different hobbies during my final weeks of vacation. I've been wanting to get back into reading because honestly, I'm in a reading slump. It's mainly because I'm not enjoying the book I'm reading right now. I've been enjoying it while I'm reading it, but I haven't felt the urge to keep reading it. So I thought it would be fun to do a reading vlog, which usually motivates me to read a bit more and then get through some different books. Like just choose some other books to get back into reading again. Film that for the next 2 weeks maybe. I am starting my new job on Thursday. It's currently Monday, April 28th. And I'm starting my new job on Thursday, May 1st. I will obviously have less time to do proper reading and such. So I was reading The Mason of New Orleans by Charles M. Ryan. It doesn't pull me back in, like I'm not excited to keep reading. So I feel like I should probably read something else just to be a bit more excited again. Plus, this is a book that I was just reading for myself. Like, it's not an arc, it's not for a book club, it's not something I'm doing for friends or something. So I can read something else. I can just, put it down and read something else. So I'm going into The Ghost Merchant by Ben Andrews, which is an arc that I got, and it's not that long. According to my Kobo, it should take about 4 hours to read, which is pretty short. So I thought that would be a good way of basically getting back into reading. I did read the first chapter already, which was very fast paced and there's already stuff going on, so I thought that would be a good book to get back into reading again. It's about someone who dies, and then when you die, your soul is being sold inside a shop, but this person apparently, something happens with their soul and something goes wrong and then other stuff happens. Something like that. Anyway, I really enjoy books about the afterlife and stuff like that. So I thought this would be a very fun arc, and I think I'm just gonna chill and get started on that one and see if we can finish that this week, because I really want to get back into it, kind of catch up with my reading plans for the year as well. So that's what we're doing. Just one 45-minute reading session. Gonna see how far we can get into The Ghost Merchant. Let's do some reading. As you may have noticed, usually in my reading vlogs I like to wear my glasses. When I'm reading, I like to get as cozy as possible, so I tend to keep wearing my glasses through those videos. And I recently got a few new pairs of glasses from Vooglam, which are perfect for my cozy reading time. Vooglam has a bunch of different glasses options and I picked 4 of them, so I thought I would show you my new glasses in this video. So first I have this pair which is called Wanderer, and it's in the color Pattern. So it has this adorable little blue, white and beige blocked pattern to it. It's like very light, very bright. I love that all of the details are silver. I'm very much a silver girly, like I have all of my silver jewelry. It's really comfortable. It sits really well on my face. Really excited about this pair. Then for the second pair I got something completely different. A mix of orange and pink. It's a big frame, acrylic frame. We have some beautiful, very, very funky temples. This is so fun, like the wiggly lines and the little star. I love it. This second pair is called Daphne. Because this is acrylic, it's very, very lightweight. And it sits very, very comfortably on my nose. And I feel like this pair would also work really well with like darker lenses and use them as sunglasses. But I got them as regular glasses with prescription lenses, so I can actually use them to see. Then for the third pair, I got a pair that's very similar to the style that I usually wear, so they're a bit more rounded. I think we have this very fun cat eye sort of shape going on. This is such a detailed pair. There's so many things going on, but it feels extremely cohesive and fun. Like I have the dark red, almost pink frame up here, the sort of, I would call it cow print on the bottom. Then we have all these gold details, especially like this little thing in here. Like, I think it's so fun. And this pair is called Retro, and this is in the style red. So I have this silver pair. This one is called Spine, and it's kind of giving off a siren, you know. This one has some extremely funky details, and I love it. We have basically some thorns over here with a little rhinestone in it as well, and I think they look so cool. Extremely comfortable, again with the nose pads that you can adjust. So I got these 4 pairs from Vooglam. Vooglam offers a whole bunch of different styles of frames, different frames. They also offer sunglasses, but they also offer a lot of different lenses. Like I said, I got prescription lenses in all of these. They also offer transition lenses and blue light blocking lenses. They also have tons of fun sunglasses, but you can also choose the transition lenses or colorful lenses inside all of these regular glasses frames, so you can basically customize all of these glasses for yourself. So if you're just like me looking for some prescription glasses because you need them, or if you just want to add some fun sunglasses or glasses to your wardrobe, you can find them all on Vooglam. You can use the link and the code in the description below to get a discount on your order and find all of the glasses that I got down there as well, so we can match. And I want to thank Vooglam for sponsoring this video and sending me all of these fun glasses. Let's get back to some reading. Hello my loves, I just wanted to give a little reading update. I'm sorry if you can hear the ventilator. It was like 29 degrees in the Netherlands today, which is so insanely warm. My god, and it's currently still 25 degrees inside my room. So, way too warm. Need the ventilator. Anyway, I wanted to give a little reading update because I'm currently at 65% of the book. I think I have just under 2 hours left. So I'll definitely be able to finish it tomorrow, I think, as we're going on a little trip. Literally just had my first day of work today, so went, did my work, left at 5, took a big fat nap because I was tired, and then tomorrow it's my weekly day off because I work 4 days a week, and then it's the weekend, and then on Monday it's May 5th, which is Liberation Day in the Netherlands, so it's a national day off. So I literally need to work for 1 day and then got 4 days off. Fun times. So we're going on a little trip to the sea here in the Netherlands, so I don't expect much, but still nice. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have a good time just relaxing and reading this weekend. I'll let you know when I finish this book. So far I am enjoying it. I just think it moves a bit fast. Like, things are happening and they're not really like fleshed out, you know what I mean? Like, because everything is happening so fast and there's quite a few characters in this story, it also makes it a bit more difficult to connect with the characters and such and feel for them and understand their emotions and feelings. So I don't know, I'm having a good time with it and I like reading it, but it's not gripping me yet. Sometimes I'm like, oh okay, now we're doing this, oh okay, oh we're already moving on to this, oh okay. So that's my current thoughts on The Ghost Merchant. But yeah, I do think the writing is fun, and sometimes it's nice and the book moves a bit more fast and you don't take like 17 hours to read a full story, you know. So that is nice. That's the update. I'll let you know when I finish the book. Hello my friends, this this looks like an insane asylum. My god, the white white on white on white on white. Okay, anyway, hello, I am in the bed. I just got in the bed. It is May 4th 6 p.m. I'm currently on a little beach trip. Of course, I think you've already seen some clips by now. We are in Bloemendaal aan Zee. We're staying here in like a little apartment for the weekend. We're just chilling. We went to a few thrift stores and like on Friday and on Saturday as well. And then today we went to Haarlem, which is a really cute city, and I found a really fun English bookstore over there, which is called Catnip. Adorable. I bought like a bunch of books, not really at the bookstore because I didn't really find anything there that I thought was worth money, but I did buy a lot of books secondhand in the thrift stores this week. And so got me a little sticker which says the meow ship of the ring. It's so cute. I'm gonna keep that on my e-reader case. Anyway, I finished The Ghost Merchant by Ben Andrews, which was fun. I thought the concept was really, really fun. I liked that it was a bit more fast paced, and I liked the characters and the setup. I just feel like at points that it moved a tiny bit too fast. Like a scene was starting to happen and the scene was already done, you know? So I was missing just a tiny bit of depth there. That would have also made me probably relate more to the characters and feel a bit more for them for what they were going through, probably. I did like the writing, I did like how fast paced it was. I thought the concept was great. Very, very fun book, 4 stars. So yeah, I finished that one, and then I've been really, I've been not sure what I've been wanting to read. So I'm kind of in a mood reading era now. Like usually I pick up TBR and then I stick with that and then I'm fine. But I wanted to read something else because I've been reading a lot of fantasy lately and it's just been a bit much. So I wanted to read a thriller. So I finally got into The Housemaid by Frida McFadden because my mom read it last week and she really enjoyed it. So I was like, you know what? I'll read it too. And I started last night and I read a bit this morning. And this is so fast paced and so like really, really fast paced. It's such an easy read. Like I am currently at 21% already and I only read for a little bit. And it says that I still only have about 3 hours left to go. So that's really short. It's a really quick book. So I'm enjoying that so far. I like how fast paced it is, but not much significant has happened at this point. Like we're just catching vibes right now. I'm just gonna continue reading that, enjoying the time here in the apartment. I will give you a big haul of everything that I got like tomorrow. I'm gonna read a little bit and then I'll talk to you again later. Hello, my friends. It is currently Tuesday, May 6th. I am getting cozy. I just got home from work, from my second day of work. I have a bit of a big book haul. Over the last week and a half, we first had King's Day in the Netherlands, which meant there were like flea markets everywhere. So I bought a few books at the flea markets. And then last weekend, we went on a little weekend trip, like I said. Showed you some clips and I went to a lot of different thrift stores. I kind of went a bit crazy on the thrift stores. So in the thrift stores around here where I live, you don't have that many English books all the time. And I prefer to buy English books most of the time. So they had a lot of English books and a lot of fun English books. So I decided to just buy a bunch of books. And now I have way too many books to add to my collection. So I'm gonna show you them. Starting with the ones that I got a week ago at the flea market. Because I got some, well, these are not English versions. I got some Dutch versions of the a few parts of the Game of Thrones series. But I thought these versions were so fun. I got book 1, 2, 3A and 3B. So I've got the Song of Ice and Fire, and then I have 4 of the first 4 books in the series. We have a Game of Thrones. Look. I think it's so cool and fun and detailed, these versions. They're so fun. Then we have A Clash of Kings. I just love that these look like really like vintage fantasy books. I think they're so cool. And I think this one is literally from 1999. And then we have A Storm of Swords, 3A, and A Storm of Swords Part 2. A Song of Ice and Fire Part 3B, apparently. I didn't know that they came in separate which is very fun to me. Those 4, which is a ginormous pile. I spent like €8 on that. And then I got for 50 cents Twilight, which I don't own yet. I thought that would be fun. It's a bit water damaged, but you know, it was 50 cents. So I can deal with that. And then I can finally see what the hype is about in Twilight. So that's what I got at the flea market. So now we can get into what I got at the thrift stores. I think these are 16 books that I got at the flea market. Not at the flea market, at the thrift store. First of all, I have The City of Devi by Manil Suri. This was €1.50 at the thrift store. It's a floppy book. Sometimes you gotta have a floppy book, you know. This is about a couple of people who are looking to find their missing soulmates, basically, while the world is ending. I think that's sort of it. And I thought, this looks just really nice. Adding it to the collection. €1.50. Then I found Alice Oseman in the thrift store. So I was very excited about that because she's the writer from Heartstopper. And I love Heartstopper. So I want to get into one of her novels. And this is Radio Silence. Don't know exactly what it is about, but it is Alice Oseman. And it was €1.25. So I had to get it. Then I have The Dream Hotel. And I thought this cover looks really cool for some reason. I just thought this was a nice looking book. So that's mainly why I got it. It was €1.75. It is by Leila Lalami, which is also such a fun name. And this is about... This book is from 2025. Someone literally bought this and then immediately sent it to the thrift store. This is about, I think, like your dreams being visible to like the government and whatever. This is about a woman who dreams about killing her husband one night and then she's basically detained for that because now she's at risk of killing her husband because she dreamt about it, you know. I thought it was a very fun concept, or like a cool, intriguing concept, like your dreams being surveillanced and, you know, having consequences there. I thought that would be very interesting, and I like the cover a lot. I think that's a very pretty book. So that was €1.75. Then I have Wonder by R.J. Palacio, which I think is a famous book that is also filmed. It literally says it as a sticker right here. So I thought it would be fun to get and to try out, because I think it's like a heartwarming story. But we'll see. This was €2.40. Then I have A Hollywood Ending by Robin Sisman, which I think is just a fun little rom-com, and I'm excited about that. Also €2.25. I thought this was a very cute looking book. Very adorable. Then, this one is more for my collection than it is to read. I am going to read it at some point, but my god, I need to get through all of these books. This is an old version of the Unfinished Tales by Tolkien. It's for my Lord of the Rings collection. I have a bunch of different Lord of the Rings books and things of that universe, you know, Silmarillion, Hobbit, that sort of thing. And now I have the Unfinished Tales as well. And I thought this was very fun with the dragon. Then I got About a Boy by Nick Hornby, which I thought the cover looked cute, which is about a man who meets a child and they basically help each other grow in the world, I guess. Apparently it's supposed to be fun. This is 99¢. Then I'm also adding to my vampire collection. We have Twilight now. Then we have The Vampire by Tom Holland. I don't know if this is any good, but I thought it's like a classic inspired vampire novel, so I just need to have it. So for 99¢, I'm taking it with me. And then, of course, the classic, which I can't believe I didn't really own yet, Dracula by Bram Stoker. Gotta have it. I didn't know that this book was so thick. The words are tiny as well. So it's also 99¢. Like, I cannot leave this classic behind. Then I have The Many Conditions of Love, Join the Marriage Bureau for Rich People by Farhad Zama, which is about, I think this looked so fun and colorful, and I love reading about other cultures as well, so I thought, you know, having something that's like a rom-com but set in a bit more of a different culture or country, thought it would be very fun. So this is in India. I think this is just about different love stories as well. Like there's some different stories going on. Then I have this one called Paperweight by Meg Heston, which I thought looked pretty cute. And this is about a girl in New Mexico. I think, well, it says she is trapped in her body. I think she is sick or ill or something to that extent. And it's about what she's going to do with her life after she turns 18 and she gets to choose for herself instead of what her parents choose for her. I think it's supposed to be haunting and emotional. This was €1.50. I think it looks very cute. Then I have another very pretty book. Like, look how nice this one looks. This one is How to Build a Boat by Elaine Feeney. This is, from what I can read, about a boy whose mother died and he wants to kind of be able to connect with his mother that he doesn't have anymore. And some like he goes to a new school and then some teachers help him go through all of that basically. And I don't know, I thought it would be a nice emotional book and I thought the cover was just so nice. Like, that's pretty. Then we have one that I think a lot of people know, They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. This is one of those books that at some point everyone's like, you have to read this. And then it was all over the bookstores and I was always looking at it like, should I buy it? And then I never bought it, but now I found it at the thrift store for €1.75. So then I am buying it. So now I still own it, which is fun. I think the title tells you what the book is about. I found this fun little edition, 75 cents. This is more like, I buy books for reading, but I also buy some books for collecting purposes, like the Lord of the Rings ones. A Series of Unfortunate Events. It's just the second book. They didn't have any of the other books in the series, which is sad, but this is such an adorable tiny little version. It's so cute and pretty, and I love the show Series of Unfortunate Events, and I love the movie, so I think this is just such a cute thing to have. 2 more books, okay? I promise. I'm almost done. So we have My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Warga. Is for fans of John Green. So, you know, it's basically a young adult sad book. And this is about 2 teenagers who have a plan to, trigger warning, unalive themselves together. I thought that would be an interesting read and I liked the cover. And this was €2.25. The book pile is getting bigger. And then the final book that I found is Writers and Lovers by Lily King, which is also a very just cute book in general. This is €1.75 and this is about a woman who basically her life turns around a bit and then she finds herself in a sort of love triangle. Yeah, we have a giant pile of books over here. Those are all the books that I got. Aside from that, I did finish The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, which was a pretty good book. I enjoyed it a lot. Last like half of the book I just flew through it. Very intriguing. I'm not sure if I'm gonna immediately start onto book 2. Because I kind of want to get into some of my physical books because I now have so many of them, you know. So I think it may be smart to just choose one of the physical books and get into that instead of continuing reading on my e-reader for now. I will choose a physical book today and start reading that. I don't know which one yet. I also have some other books on my TBR pile that I want to get to. I don't know yet which one I'll pick, but I'm picking one of my physical books tonight. The Housemaid, I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. So, it was a fun book. I will get back to you later when I've actually chosen a book and I will read it. Hello my friends, I come to you embarrassed to share that I have bought more books. Yeah, we're not going to talk about it, but I am going to show you what books I got. Because I went to a flea market last weekend. I didn't get that many. I only got 5 and I spent €4 on it. So in total, I kind of just had to. They're all in Dutch, so I'll give you the English titles. So this is Sunset in Central Park by Sarah Morgan. This is part 3, I think, in this. Sarah Morgan has like a Sleepless in Manhattan or something series, and I literally own 5 out of the 6 books in that series in English, except for this one. And this was the only one that was there. And it was this book in Dutch. It's the only Dutch book from that series, but that's fine. I'm just excited that I found the final book in the series. Like, it's not the final, it's book 3. They're all kind of like interconnected standalones, so it didn't really matter. But it's nice to just have the entire collection together now, because they're fun books and I can read everything. And I can share this book with my mom because she wants to read it as well. And then I bought 2 books that I did not realize were parts 2 and 3 in a series. So I will get the ebook for part 1 and read that first. But this is by Kate Conte. Kate Conte? I don't know how you pronounce that. And it's the Cat Cafe series. So we have book 2 and book 3. And this one is called Murder, She Wrote. And this is the Telltale Heart. So this is just about a cat cafe, and then like something mystery happens. So it's like a mystery novel, but it's a cat cafe, so I'm guessing it's cozy. And I kind of want to go to the cat cafe in my city and just sit there and read about a cat cafe, maybe. I don't know if I'll do that, but I thought these would be just very fun and cozy and easy reads, so got those. Then I have this really cool book. At least it looks really cool. I mean, it's fully highlighter yellow on all sides. Very cool. So I have the neon pink with the neon yellow. It has never been opened, I think, because you can literally hear it like crack. I don't think anyone's ever read this. So this one is called Good as Gone by Amy Gentry. It's about a girl who goes missing and then years later she turns up again, but everything is a bit weird and funky. So it's like a psychological thriller and it looks really cool, so I'm excited about it. Then finally I have this absolute tome, and this is the Hannibal Lecter omnibus. So this has all 3 parts in the Hannibal Lecter series in it. So we have the Red Dragon, the Silence of the Lambs, and then Hannibal. I do own Hannibal somewhere over here. I don't know where it is right now. Probably over there in my cabinet. So I think I'll get rid of that one because I also have it in Dutch, I'm pretty sure. So I'll get rid of that one and then I'll replace it with this one because then I'll have all parts instead of just part 3. But this is like one of those series that I've been wanting to read at least once, you know, because I do love Silence of the Lambs, the movie. It's such a good movie. So I've been wanting to read the books. So it's nice to have the entire thing. It's just 1,000 pages, which I look at this and it's like, oh my god, it's so big. And then it's 1,000 pages. So you're like, oh my god, that's giant. But then I realized that I was a beta reader for a friend. And that book was 1,200 pages. And I read all of that. So then 1,000 for like 3 books isn't even that bad. But yeah, I just thought it would be cool to have. And like I said, like I was like €1 a book or something. And I was like, I have these 5 books. That's €4, please. Sure. I think it's time for me to read. So I'm gonna get ready for bed and like chill and then I'll read a little bit. Because like I said, I'm reading 5 Feet Apart now. I'm halfway through. Very easy read. Of course, it's a YA read. So always usually makes it easier. Plus, there's not a lot of text on the pages. So yeah, I want to read a little bit today. I'm gonna get cozy and then I'm gonna do some reading. Okay, so I said I wasn't gonna buy more books. This is so awful. Just literally the next clip. I'm sorry, but also I dyed my hair. It's finally red again. My boyfriend went to a thrift store and he found me this giant, beautiful thing, which I'm really excited about. It's House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski, I think. I've been wanting to read House of Leaves for such a long time, but I don't know if you know the book, but the formatting of it is insane. It's about a guy losing his mind, and then the formatting of the book literally looks like he's losing his mind. So like you cannot really read an ebook version of this. I feel like it will not have the same impact. So I needed a physical version of it, and it was just one of those books that I was like, one day I will buy it and I will read it. It's not today, but one day. And then today my boyfriend was in a thrift store and he found this, and it's the hardcover version as well. It's like a really nice version. It still looks beautiful. There's barely a scratch on it, and every damage that is there is on like the outer sleeve of it. But the book itself, it looks really good. Look how stunning she is. She's beautiful. Insane. And it was 15 euros, so that's like for a thrift store book, I think it's quite expensive. But this version new is like 50 euros. So this is a really good deal. And like for the same amount, I could have gotten the paperback somewhere. But now I have this awesome thrifted hardcover edition, which is so cool. I cannot wait to read this. I did finish 5 Feet Apart. It was a book. I think I need to read less YA books. Like there's a lot of YA books that I can still read and enjoy, but this one I feel like I am getting too old for. So that's just me, I think. Anyway, yeah, like I don't know. I'm not I'm not a teenager falling in love within 2 weeks and attempting to risk my life just to be with this boy that I know for 2 weeks. Crazy. Anyway, I think I'm too old for that. So it was a fine book. Read it really quickly. But we're on to the next that I'm hopefully gonna enjoy more. Anyway, little update. And I'll see you next time I'm reading. Okay, I'm just quickly jumping back in because I just noticed something that was very hard to miss. It's a signed edition. Yeah. Yes, I do have the beautiful chin angle. It's a signed edition. That's crazy. This is the best find. I'm keeping this forever. It's beautiful. Am I a clown? Yes, definitely. Is my hair a mess? Also. Anyway, I said I wasn't gonna buy any more books. But I would like to say that my boyfriend is a terrible enabler. And as a surprise, he took me to a book market. That's his problem. He tells me I can't buy more books, and then he surprises me by taking me to a book market. So, mixed signals. I don't know what he wants from me. But yeah, I got books. It's not that bad because I saw people walking around with like 30 or 40 books. I got 4. And then we also went to a thrift store afterwards, and I got 4 more books. So show you what I got. Then I'll show you my new system in Excel that I set up, my new TBR list. I'll show you that, and I'll show you how I'm gonna use that for, my reading for the next few months, since I'm technically not allowed to buy books. So the thing is, the library did a book market. So this is the book market that I went to, but it was a library book market. So the library had like a ton of books that were not good enough anymore to lend out or whatever. So they sell the books, and I picked 4. I'll show you. First I have this one. So they're not pretty because they have all the library stickers and everything, and they've been used and abused. So these are more the type of books that I am going to read and then give away to either a thrift store or like one of those little libraries along the side of the road that we have a lot. First of all, I have Junk, and this is by Melvin Burgess. I think it's about a relationship and drug usage and whatever, so it's probably gonna be a wild ride, and it's probably gonna be sad and devastating as well. The other English book is this version of the Hunger Games. I just saw it. The books were 50 cents. It's cute, and I only own the Hunger Games in Dutch and not in English, so I would take this cute version, have it on my shelves. So I'm not counting this towards my TBR because I still only have 1 book to read, basically. Like I either read the Dutch version or I read this version. I have, this is called The Road Trip, but it's called 2 Steps Onward, I think, in English. Yeah, 2 Steps Onward. So this is by Graham Simpson. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. From the Rosie Project. So I do own all Rosie Project books in Dutch as well, I think. So I've read all of those. And then I found the Camino, which is 2 Steps Forward. I found that a while ago, and I got it at the thrift store as well. And now I got part 2 of that series. So this is Road Trip. So it's part 2 of that Camino So you have 2 steps forward, 2 steps onward. It's a little series. It's literally about hiking, but it's like a long, long hike and what you learn about yourself and your friends and the people, the company that you're with. And apparently he wrote this series with his wife, so that's kind of cute. So I got that one. And then I got To All the Boys I've Loved Before in Dutch. I was like, it's 50 cents. That's probably gonna be just a very cute, enjoyable book. Anyway, I didn't watch the series yet or anything, so... And those are just books that, I want to read. I'm probably gonna keep the road trip one maybe to keep with my collection, but the other 3 are just for probably reading and then getting rid of them, so... And then I got 4 books at the thrift store that I still wanted. So I have The Secret History by Donna Tartt, because my friend and I made plans to read this last year, so I have it on my e-reader. We didn't. And I thought, I found it. It was €2. It might as well also be nice to have a physical copy of, so I can switch a bit. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get into this around autumn. Dark academia vibes are perfect for fall. Then I found some book talk books, girly pops. I got The Love Hypothesis by Ellie Hazelwood, which I've been wanting to read. I know it's probably a bit cringy, maybe too cringy for me from what I've read, but it's still just gonna be an enjoyable romance, and it's about girlies in STEM. I am a girly in STEM, so it's just fun to read about girlies in STEM. And this was €2.40, so really not that expensive, and it still looks pretty good. And then I got Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, I'm sorry. The thing that I have with this book is that the first time I saw it, especially this cover, I love this cover, it's so cool. But I thought this was like a cool fantasy book. The title, the cover, it's like, this is a fantasy book. Then I read that it was like a romance book, and I was like, I'm not gonna like that. Never mind, I don't want it. I know the covers are cool, but I don't want it. So that was like my first few times that I saw this book. Then Books and Lala read this book. And in her vlogs, she said that this is like so much... It's just about rich people and so much filled with unnecessary drama and tea and shit going on that she enjoyed it so much, and she explained it in a way that I was like, you know what? I think I would actually enjoy that. And then I found it today and it was only €2. So, I couldn't leave it at the thrift store. And then I got a book. It's a bit abused and I probably paid too much for it, but I kind of had to have it. This is Eldest by Christopher Paolini, which is part 2 of the Aragon series. And the thing is that I own parts 1, 3, and 4. The only one that I didn't own yet was this one. So when I saw it, I had to have it, obviously, just to finish the series, so I can actually read the series. I have read the series, I think up to like book 3 years ago when I was like 15, maybe younger, probably even, maybe 11 or 12. It was absolutely my favorite book ever. I had to have the series, and I do want to get the first book at some point still, because I do have it, but it's a Dutch version and it's like a movie copy, so it has like pictures of the movie on front, but not from like this set. But I have parts 3 and 4 in English in this cover in paperback, and then I now have this in hardback. But as you can see, like, it's the outer sleeve, it's really messed up, so I'm gonna keep it on for now. But I'm probably, if I'm ever gonna display it, I'm probably just gonna display it like this, because that's nice. And I'm just happy that I have my series complete, that I can actually read it if I want to. I am planning on reading it someday. So yeah, those are the 8 books that I got. And I was thinking of this weekend, because I brought The Left Hand of Darkness, like I said. I was gonna read that maybe, but I am just not really in the mood for like fantasy and such and sci-fi. I feel like I have to think too much. So I kind of just want to get into something that is less about thinking, that I can just read. So I think I'm just immediately gonna get into this one because I can. Okay, I made an Excel sheet, and what I did is I put in all the books that I have, added author names, genre, language, and also if they're parts of a series or not, and then the Goodreads rating. So every new book that I buy is going into this list, because this is just my physical TBR. So this doesn't include books that I own that I've already read. It's just books that I still need to read. So I have all the book titles, and then the last names of the writers, genre, Goodreads rating, and then I can just check a box if I've read the book, which is what I did here, because this is 5 Feet Apart, which I finished, like I said, yesterday, so I'm adding it in. And then I'm also adding like my rating compared to the Goodreads rating. And like this, the list is fully alphabetical. It says 163. And then this does not include like information books or like fairy tale books that I just own for more collecting purposes, basically. Like these are just books that I want to read. And then I have a separate sheet with the same books, but I organize them first by genre and then alphabetical, because then when I move in with my boyfriend, I can just plop down my bookcase and then immediately organize them by genre, because I want to keep them by genre, and then alphabetical, that's just my favorite way of doing things. And as you can see, I mainly own fantasy, general fiction, and thrillers. That's my largest book pool. So that is how I organized it currently. I think it's time to get into the Love Hypothesis this weekend, and maybe we'll be able to finish it, because I don't have plans tomorrow or tonight, so we'll see. Hello my friends, I am currently nearing the half of the Love Hypothesis. I read all of this last evening, so I was doing really well. I'm gonna be reading in a bit too. I'm really eating this up. I can't lie. I didn't expect to like it. I know it's a bit cringy at points, but I love the cringe. Also, my boyfriend and I took like 10 minutes to figure out what the height difference is between Olive and Adam, because it's written really confusingly, because all the time she's like, he's so tall and so big, so large, it's such a large man, oh my god. And she's like, I am so skinny and dainty, I'm so small. But she is 5'8", which is about the same height as I am. And she said that he was at least half a foot taller than her. Half a foot is not that much taller. Just about the height difference between me and my boyfriend. I was confused because they said about like at least half a foot. My brain's like half a foot. Like if it was almost a foot, you would have said nearly a foot taller, not at least half a foot. And the man was apparently 6 foot and a few inches. We calculated like half a foot, he should be 6'2". The height difference, it makes no sense in my brain, because if you go off of that half foot, it makes no sense that Girly Pop had to stand on her absolute tippy toes and reach up to be able to kiss this man. Because I barely have to stand on my toes. The height difference makes no sense. And then she was sitting on his lap in one scene and she was like, he was so tall, her mouth couldn't even reach the height of his ear. Like she had to reach. That makes no sense. Because if I sit on my boyfriend's lap, I'm like at least this bit taller than him. Because of, you know, the thickness of your thighs and everything. Like, you have a butt. You have to calculate that height in with the difference. So, it makes no sense. And we spent a big time just trying to figure out how tall everyone is. I love this book so far. I love that it's about people in academia, because I am in academia. And it's so funny to me to just have a book that's like, she's like going through her day and then she's just like running her little PCR, and I'm like, yes girl, that's what I do on the daily. It's so fun to me. It is also very fun to see, like, this is very much American academia, which is, I think, is going to be very different from academia in the Netherlands, because they're like, oh, the professors are so mean and cutthroat and arrogant and whatever. And I'm like, my PI is so nice and easy to talk with, and there's like, in the Netherlands there's really not that much of like a hierarchy thing. There's a few professors that I know that are quite arrogant, but like almost everyone in my department is so chill. Call them by their first name, say hi, have a little chat. I don't know, I feel like that's just very different. So I can't really relate to that, and it's just very funny to me how like overly intense they call everything, while like the whole academia sphere, while I'm like, that's not how it goes here, I guess. I can't speak for the PhD part, because I'm not doing a PhD, but like the reasons that Olive is struggling with her PhD is also a part of the reason why I'm not doing a PhD. So anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I love all the science talk in between. It's so fun to me. The little banter between the two of them so far, really enjoyable. I don't know. By now, like, I'm really enjoying it. I'm fearing like the third act breakup part, because that's always a thing that happens in a rom-com, you know? I just need to know what it's gonna be. So I'm just gonna keep reading. I'm really enjoying this. So I also wanted to show you how I've set up my books now in my room, because I did a whole little tiny room makeover to fit all my books in. Also because there have been a lot more books added to my collection today. Which isn't entirely my fault. You can blame my dad for this, honestly, because his colleague said that she was like getting rid of a whole bunch of vampire books, and my dad was like, Sanne likes vampire books. Just give them to me. So I got a whole box of books. I think it was like 60 books in total. I already got rid of a few of them, like I put them in the hallway of my flat for people to take. But she did give me all the Twilight books in English, but also in Dutch. I prefer to have the English set, so I'm keeping that one, and the Dutch versions I also took downstairs, including that one Twilight book that I bought at the flea market in this video. I already got rid of it because I don't need Twilight twice, you know? So I got rid of those, and then there's 4 series. So she also has the Divergent series, the Vampire Academy series, the Vampire Diaries, and the A House of Night series, I think it was called. So those are the series that I kept, and I'm just keeping the entire series for now, and then I'm gonna read the first books eventually, probably this year, because so I can weed them out. But then if I like the first book, I'll decide if I'll keep the entire series or not, because then I can read the rest. But I think I'm gonna show you now how I have everything set up, because there's literally books everywhere in my room right now. So this is my room. As you can see, I have some books over there. I'm gonna get to that soon, but I also have some books here. As you can see, I have some books here. Emphasis on some, I guess. Most of these are the ones that I got at our little trip. I have a bunch over here that I had to put sideways, otherwise it wouldn't fit. But more books. These are like those fairy tale books that I talked about that I'm not including in my Excel sheet because I'm not reading those. Like I sometimes just grab one and read one fairy tale basically, but I'm not reading this entire thing at least at once. Then over here I just have the 4 Game of Thrones books. Then we move over to my nightstand, and there I have 2 books that aren't mine. Yeah, I'm counting those. Those are my boyfriend's. And then I have that House of Night series. And then move over here. Here I have the Twilight books. I have Twilight up here, just because it needs to go somewhere. Host by Stephanie Meyer, separate book. And then all of the Vampire Diaries books. And then over here, my nightstand, I just keep like the books that I'm currently reading in my e-readers. I have like my little reading pile. Then we move over to my dresser where I have more books. These books I have read. I'm keeping them for here for a tiny bit because I'm not going back to my parents for the next 2 weeks. But when I'm going back to my parents, I'm bringing these so I can put them with all of the books that I've read. I got my House of Leaves over here, my special signed edition. Then I have like the new library books. This is that Vampire Academy series. And then the Divergent series with 4 as well. And then these are all like fantasy novels that I had standing next to my little bookcase, so I'll move them over here. And I have my little TBR pile over here, and then over here I have my Narnia books, but these are just like for show, so I have my Narnia books. And then I have my entire Lord of the Rings book collection thing and DVD set, so there's a whole bunch of Lord of the Rings books over here. And then finally I have my bookcase. This is a really, really beautiful, awesome bookcase, and I love it. It revolves, it has little wheels underneath it, you can turn it. I think I've shown this one before. It has a bunch of books. This is mainly like my new pretty books, and mostly fantasy right now. On this side, this is basically all thrillers and mysteries. You can see how awful it's stacked in there. On the back over here, I got a whole bunch of, this is mainly like general fiction and romance novels. And then over here, I have some more fantasy, general fiction, and romance novels. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Then I have my little pile. This is mainly like non-fiction books that I just find fun to showcase. Divination, Darwin's Notebook, Mushrooms, some Ikigai books, the Science Dictionary, and then I have this awesome old book that has Frankenstein in it, so that is cool. And then my Japanese color book. I have too many books. But that's how I have organized all of my books currently. So I think it is time for me to get cozy and read my book so I can finish it throughout the next week, and then I can close out this reading vlog when I finish that book, I think. Hello friends. It is currently Friday the 23rd of May. Is that correct? That is correct. This is the final day of the reading vlog because this vlog has been going on for like 2 weeks, which was about the goal because I feel like I can read a few different things in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks will at least give you enough interesting content to look at, you know, which it wasn't even 2 weeks. I think it's been a month or something. So we're not talking about that, but still, I read a bunch of books. I bought even more books, but I didn't talk yet about the last book that I finished, which was Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This was fun. This was so enjoyable. I loved the entire science aspect of this. I loved, for some reason, like I am in academia every single day of my life, and then I still read something about academia. Why? I don't know, but I thought it was so funny to have someone like talk about the lab stuff that I talk about on a daily basis as if it's like the most normal thing in the world. It was so funny to me. The romance, I like their banter. I like how cute they are together. It was a decent enough romance. I like that the third act breakup wasn't like entirely too annoying for me, because there are definitely third act breakup tropes that are so annoying to me that I don't like. This felt fitting for the story, but still I was a bit annoyed at the characters, but you know, whatever. All worked out. Great. Wonderful. Very enjoyable book. Her writing is so easy. To end this reading vlog, I want to talk about what I'm reading next, because I was like fully on a science kick because of that book. So I thought I would get into Invisible Women by Caroline Criado Perez, which is a non-fiction book about the gender bias gap. For example, science, how healthcare and science and that sort of stuff is all based on men. So, for example, with healthcare, loads of different diseases manifest differently in women than in men, but everything that we study is about men, so focused on men, and how that affects women on a daily basis, because the world is built for men. It just is. But this is I started it. I think it's gonna be a decent enough read, but I went from like the really easy, fun, quick, we're just reading a little romance, and then we're going to something that is very serious about data and literature and science-based evidence. And I read I read the prologue, and then the difference between these two shocked me so much. Not like actually shocked, but like my brain had like an error with it. I was like, this is not something that I can read right now. So I'm just slowly gonna read through it. It's just gonna be a bit slower because this is of course way more serious and more fact-based, and not like, it's probably gonna be an interesting read, but it's not gonna be like a fun, exciting, I'm having a good time read. So I started it, but I'm just gonna weave it through whatever I'm reading at the moment, you know? And then I started this one, The Dream Hotel, which I think I got this in this vlog as well, by Laila Lalami. Read like 2 chapters in here, and then I continued on Spotify as an ebook so I could listen to it while I'm doing some cross-stitching or whatever. So I'm currently at part 2. So this is about a woman who gets detained, a sort of detention center that detains people based on their risk factor, and your risk factor is determined by all sorts of data that is gathered about you, including your dreams, for example. So this main woman, she is detained because she dreamt apparently about doing something violent to her husband. So they determined that she was at risk of hurting her husband, so she had to be detained. On the one hand, it is interesting But on the other hand, sometimes it's kind of giving like conspiracy theories, like, oh my god, the government has all your data. It's giving like conspiracy theorist propaganda or something. I don't know. But I'm not enjoying it, but I'm also not enjoying it. So I'm just reading it. And we'll see. Yeah, but so far I don't think much has happened. We're just learning about her life. Basically about what happened right before she got detained and what is happening right now in the detention center. And that's what I know so far. That's what I've been reading the past 2 weeks. It's been a cozy fun time. I am definitely on a book buying ban right now. That's gonna be it for me today. That was my reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. Want to see even more from me? My Instagram, where I share all of my creative makeup looks, is linked down below so you can check that out as well. And that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Toodles!